To the NBA, where Charlotte is in position to lock up its first playoff spot in history. And it appears the Bobcats are following new majority owner Michael Jordan's blueprint for NBA success. In Jordan's rookie year, he brought an end to the Bulls' postseason drought, and 6 years later, he won the first of 6 championship rings. Jordan's $275 million purchase, approved by the league last week, makes MJ the first former player to own a majority of an NBA club. So what kind of owner is the Hall of Famer going to be? Stuart Scott asks, and Jordan answers in our Sunday conversation.
How have you changed as a person since you retired from playing?
I've had to look at it from a different, through a different lens. I played it at a certain style. I played it in a certain era. I have to, understand times are different, and successes are totally, evaluated in totally different ways. And it took me a while to distance myself away from it, to not expect so much and not be so critical of so much. But I think I've gotten to that.
You see Mark Cuban in Dallas, front row, fan, owner. You see Dr. Jerry Buss in L.A., well known but rarely heard from. What kind of owner do you think you're going to be?
Well, I'm closer to the Mark Cuban type, where I'm passionate. When you see me down on the floor, I may yell at the referees every now and then. I've yet to get a technical, which is good.
Yet.
So I am a hands-on owner, but yet I'm an understanding owner because I was down in that same position that a lot of these players are in.
What do you take from your experiences in Washington, D.C. with the Wizards that you now bring to apply here?
A lot of people look at that as a failure. I don't. Granted, everybody looks at, and they look at the Washington Wizards situation, and the first thing they think about is Kwame Brown.
Kwame Brown.
It's no facet, it's no clear-cut understanding or reasoning that you don't make mistakes in the draft pick. If you think about it, if we don't take Kwame Brown at 1, someone takes him at 2. With all that said, from the time that I got there until the time I left, until what happened after I left, we cleared cap space, we unloaded contracts. I think they made the playoffs, obviously, when I left, because they were able to sign Gilbert Arenas and get Butler and Antoine Jameson. All of that was predicated on how we took control of what happened when we first got there.
When you look at Lebron James, you won your first championship your 7th year in the league. What advice would you give him as he looks now to win his first?
First one's always the hardest. And then, as you get that first, the expectation comes. And now you got to live with those. Yeah, everybody says this is your 7th year, and they compare everything to me in terms of me winning in my 7th year. And we had some tough battles, But once I got there, I never left, And I think once he gets there, the expectation is that he never should leave, And I wish him the best on that.
How important is winning championships to establishing a player's legacy?
Well, for all the people who's never won one, they're always going to say, oh, it's not that big of a deal. For all the people that have won, it's the greatest accomplishment, and you never can take that away. No matter what happens to me in life, you can never take away that I won 6 championships, and that helped establish my legacy now. And if you look at Charles probably say he had a great career. He never won, though.
Thanks to you.
Make sure you tell him that.
I will.
Michael Jordan's personal financial stake in the Bobcats' majority ownership venture, about $25 million, according to the New York Daily News. The 47-year-old says he still plans on calling Chicago home because he has kids in high school there, but Jordan promises he'll be more involved in the Charlotte community.